This is the Dallas Morning News.
It's Friday, April 17th. Mostly cloudy with a stiff breeze throughout the day. The high will be 84. It will turn much cooler when the evening rolls around with the possibility of a late thunderstorm. The low tonight will be 52. Saturday will be unseasonably cool with a high of only 65 expected. There will be an abundance of clouds and an 80% chance of showers throughout the day. Sunday will be sunny and nice with a high of 74. Overnight lows over the weekend will be in the lower 50s. Here are today's headlines. With Dallas County GOP Chair Allen West's resignation, party leaders still want to overturn his decision to allow countywide voting in the May 26th runoff and reinstate precinct-based voting for all voters. But Dallas County's elections chief has already said there is not enough time to do that, after thousands were turned away at polls on March 3rd due to confusion tied to precinct-based voting forced by Republicans. West amended the party's contract with the Elections Department to let voters cast ballots at any vote center, regardless of address. West said he did so to protect the party from potential litigation, but the unilateral action was counter to a vote 200 members of his executive committee took last year to use precinct-based voting for the 2026 primary cycle and set off fury that led to calls for his ouster. West stepped down Wednesday, days before a planned vote by the committee to call for his resignation over backlash to his handling of runoff voting. In other news, Governor Greg Abbott on Thursday warned Dallas that he would pull $32.1 million in state funds if the city does not repeal police department rules around collaboration with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. In a letter to Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson, Andrew Friedrichs, the executive director of Abbott's Public Safety Office, said the Dallas Police Department's internal rules regarding immigration may violate the city's agreement with the state for the funding. The threat to Dallas is part of a broader push by the Republican governor to force major cities into closer alignment with federal immigration enforcement. Abbott issued similar warnings this week to Houston and Austin for their respective immigration-related policies. Next up, the voice of 7-year-old Athena Strand asking, "Why are you doing this?" could be heard repeatedly after a FedEx driver placed her in the back of his delivery truck and drove from her home on the evening of November 30th, 2022. The exchange between the first grader and the 34-year-old Tanner Horner was captured by his delivery truck's video camera the day he kidnapped her after dropping off a Christmas package at her family's rural Wise County home. He strangled her in the back of his truck and dumped her body in a river several miles away. Video and audio from the incident were played for jurors on Thursday during the 8th day of Horner's capital murder trial. Part of it was recorded by a dashboard camera, but most came from a camera inside the truck. Horner pleaded guilty last week to capital murder and aggravated kidnapping just as his trial was set to begin. The move sent the case into the penalty phase, which is expected to continue into next week. Prosecutors plan to ask jurors to give Horner the death penalty. His public defenders are expected to argue that his mental health issues and troubled upbringing should make him eligible for a sentence of life in prison without parole. And a philosophy professor at Texas A&M University who made headlines earlier this year after administrators directed him to cut some lessons on Plato will leave to teach at Southern Methodist University this fall. Martin Peterson said the Texas A&M system's new policies limiting what faculty can teach about race and gender fueled his resignation. Such restrictions, which ban the advocacy of race and gender ideology, spurred the scrutiny of the Plato excerpts in Peterson's Contemporary Moral Issues course in January. Peterson said he didn't believe he would be granted the freedom to decide what students should learn in his classes at Texas A&M anytime soon. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back on Monday with more from the Dallas Morning News.